Imagine walking alone through a dark, empty hospital in the middle of the night. The air's so still you can hear your own breath, but then a scream cuts through the silence. It's a woman crying out in pain from a room that's supposed to be locked and empty. Your heart pounds, your hands shake, and something deep inside tells you to run, but your feet move closer to the sound instead. What's waiting in the shadows? And will you make it out alive? Hey, everyone. Welcome to MR HOORROR. This is where we share real, bone-chilling horror stories that actually happened. If you love true tales that make you check under your bed, hit that subscribe button now for a new spooky story every single day. Don't forget to tap the bell icon so you never miss a scare. Trust me, you'll want to stay locked in. Now, let's dive into tonight's nightmare. This story isn't made up, it's based on real accounts from people who lived through it in a small, forgotten town in rural Ohio called Black Hollow. This place is surrounded by creepy woods, where folks whisper about old curses and ghosts that never leave. Our story follows Dr. Jake Carter, his friend Dr. Lisa Monroe, and nurse Amy Holt. They came to help people, but what they found was pure terror. Jake was a young doctor, fresh out of school. He could have stayed in the city, made tons of money, and lived easy. But Jake wasn't like that. Ever since he was a kid, he had weird dreams, blurry images of an old, broken-down building, and screams that woke him up shaking. When he heard about Black Hollow's abandoned clinic, shut down years ago after strange deaths, he felt drawn to it, like it was calling him. Locals called it the Death Ward and said anyone who went inside came out changed or didn't come out at all. Jake ignored the warnings and moved there to fix up the clinic and help the town. Black Hollow was spooky from the start. The town was tiny, just a few old houses and thick forests that seemed to watch you. The people, mostly farmers and old families, didn't trust doctors. They used herbs and prayers, not medicine. Jake found the clinic covered in dust, windows cracked and doors creaking in the wind. He spent days cleaning, getting a few rooms ready. But on his first night, as the moon hid behind clouds, he heard it. A soft, sad cry coming from room 7, a part of the clinic locked up for years. Jake's stomach dropped. The place was empty. No patients, no staff, just him. He crept toward the sound, his flashlight shaking in his hand. He peeked through the dirty window on the door. Nothing. The crying stopped the second he got close, like something knew he was there. Jake tried to brush it off. Maybe it was the wind or an animal. But as he turned to leave, loud bangs exploded from the door, like someone was pounding to get out. The crying started again, louder, mixed with screams that made his skin crawl. Jake ran to his office, heart racing, but froze when he saw her. A woman in a torn black coat, standing at the end of the hall, staring at him with empty eyes. "Who's there?" he whispered. The coat fell and her face. It wasn't a face, just a smoky gray shape, like ashes twisting in the air. Jake screamed, tripping backward as the figure vanished into nothing. The next morning, still rattled, Jake kept working. That's when Lisa showed up. She was his friend from med school, tough and smart, and she brought Nurse Amy, a quiet local who knew her stuff. "We're in this with you," Lisa said. They got the clinic running, hoping to help the town, but no one came. The woods stayed silent, too silent, like they were holding their breath. A week later, everything changed. A group of townsfolk rushed in with a boy named Billy, maybe 15 years old. His skin was blue, eyes shut tight, barely breathing. "He was fine, then he fell in the woods," his dad yelled. Jake and Lisa checked him. No cuts, no bites, no clue what was wrong. They put Billy in a bed, watching him closely. That night, a storm rolled in, thunder shaking the walls. Lisa was on duty, checking Billy's chart under a flickering light. Suddenly, Billy sat up, stiff and unnatural, like a dead body coming alive. His eyes opened, jet black, no whites at all. Lisa gasped, "Billy, lie down!" But he didn't hear her. He shoved her hard, knocking her into a table. The room stank of wet dirt, and the lights buzzed and flickered. Billy moved toward her, his face blank, like something was controlling him. Lisa screamed and Amy burst in. But Amy wasn't right either. Her eyes were black too, and she moved like an animal, low to the ground. She grabbed Billy, slamming him into the wall so hard his head cracked open. Blood poured out, and Amy, she started licking it off the floor, growling like a dog. Lisa watched, frozen, as Amy tore Billy's arm off with a sickening snap, ripping into it with her teeth. Lisa's vision went dark, and she passed out. When she woke, Jake was there, looking scared. Billy was dead, his body a mess. Amy was gone, disappeared into the night. They knew they couldn't tell the truth. The town would turn on them. So they put Billy's body in a box and told his family it was a deadly sickness. "Don't touch him or you'll get sick too," Jake said. The townsfolk, scared of curses, believed it and burned the box without looking inside. Jake and Lisa were shaken, but they had to know what was happening. Jake dug into the clinic's past. Back in the 1950s, a nurse named Clara worked there. People said she was strange, and when patients started dying, bodies drained, eyes black, the town blamed her. They called her a witch, locked her in room 7, and burned it down. But Clara didn't die. She vanished, leaving only ash. Locals swore her ghost haunted the clinic, taking over anyone who stayed too long. The nights got worse. Whispers filled the halls, doors slammed shut, and shadows moved just out of sight. One night, while Jake read old files, he felt cold air on his neck. He turned and saw her, the ash-faced woman, closer now. She reached out and a gust of black dust flew into his mouth. Jake coughed, his eyes flashing black for a moment. After that, he wasn't himself. He got angry, felt urges to hurt things. Lisa saw the change. Jake snapped at her, his eyes dark and cold. Then another patient came, an old farmer with a hurt leg. That night, Jake walked to the ward like he was sleepwalking. His eyes were black, and he attacked the man, tearing into his neck with his teeth. Lisa ran in, screaming, "Jake, stop!" But he turned on her, growling. She locked herself in the office, shaking until morning. When Jake woke up, he was covered in blood, crying, "It's her, Lisa. Clara's in me." They learned Clara's spirit jumped from person to person, feeding on blood and fear, tied to the clinic's cursed land. Amy must have been taken first. That night she heard the cries. Now it had Jake. They tried to leave, but the woods wouldn't let them. Paths twisted, leading back to the clinic. Ash fell from the sky and voices called their names. In a final stand, the clinic shook like it was alive. Possessed townsfolk, eyes black, surrounded the building. Clara appeared, her ash face screaming. Jake, fighting her control, made a choice. He ran to room 7, doused it in gas from old cans, and lit a match. "Get out, Lisa!" he yelled. The fire roared, swallowing him and Clara's spirit. Lisa escaped as the clinic burned, the screams fading at last. Lisa got out, but she's never been the same. Black Hollow is empty now, the clinic's ruins avoided by everyone. Lisa swears it's all true. She lived it. And sometimes, late at night, she hears faint cries in the wind. Man, that was wild, wasn't it? If this true story gave you chills, hit that like button, share it with your horror-loving friends, and comment below. Have you ever heard strange noises in an empty place that you can't explain? I want to hear your creepy stories. They might end up on MR HOORROR. Subscribe now for a new real scare every day, and don't forget to ring that bell. Stay spooky, friends, and watch your back out there.